If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat.
The following program is rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you know it. I know it. Truer words have never been spoken. It does not matter who the host is. Anyways, today is Tuesday, May the 31st of 2022, day 151 of the year, and only 214 days remaining before it is all over with. Seriously, all over with. Anyways, we are broadcasting live from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM, and then we are hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place.
Radio Big USA, Canada, UK.
Oh, you know it. We're doing the things that we get to do, doing all the fun stuff and all that kind of things. So how was your weekend? Did you do anything exciting? Did you do anything that you were bragging about? Did you like everything that was going on? How did you enjoy having a 3-day weekend? Maybe that's the other thing to talk about real quick, because always all kinds of fun stuff going on there, mi amigos. So what'd you think? Did you do, like I said, anything worthwhile, anything worth bragging? Because I think that that's something sometimes that we need to talk about, because it's always important. Everything that we have going on, because that's just the way that it goes. So anyways, a lot of stuff going on today. So let's start talking right away about what was trending, because it was all over everywhere and everything. So let's talk about the things that were trending over the weekend. Saturday was National Hamburger Day. I don't know if you knew that, but now you do, and maybe you had a lost cause when it came to that. What else did we see? Tales of the Jedi was trending Saturday after Disney Plus announced that the Star Wars animated series will debut this fall. So there you go. Sunday was National Paperclip Day. The Indy 500 was trending on Sunday as drivers Marcus Ericsson won the race in his first ever Indy 500. Well-mannered movies and shows landed on Twitter's top 10 trends on Sunday, as tweets included Respectfully Metal Jacket, Behaving Private Ryan, Doctor Whom, Breaking Bread, and Buzz Lightyear. So there you go. Also, what else was trending? Monday was National Mint Julep Day. So there you go. Memorial Day was also there. A day to honor and remember all those who had sacrificed their lives so American people can live freely. Also Mona Lisa was trending on Monday after visitors vandalized the iconic artwork. So we can talk a little bit more about that if you'd like here in just a bit. Anyways, taking it from the other side, let's talk about some things that were hitting the charts. So let's talk about those real quick. Top 5 songs on Spotify and iTunes. At number 5, according to Spotify, was Calvin Harris and Dua Lipa and Youngblood with Potion. Number 4 was Bad Bunny and Bomba Estero with Ojitos Lindos. At number 3 was Jack Harlow with First Class. At number 2 was Harry Styles as It Was. And at the number 1 spot, according to Spotify, was About Damn Time. If you look at the other side of the equation, which would be the iTunes side, at number 5 was Morgan Wallen with You Proof. At number 4 was Jack Harlow with First Class. At number 3 was Lizzo with About Damn Time. At number 2 was Harry Styles was As It Was. And at the number 1 spot was Chase McDaniel with Project. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on right there as we are talking, hanging and banging and doing all the fun stuff that we get to do. So that is what is hanging out. So anyways, if you want to interact with the show, it's kind of a simple process. All you have to do is a couple of different things. Go to callinradio.com. That will get you prompted into our system. And then from that particular portion on, that will get you into here. Also, the other portion is if you want to take a viewsy of what's going on inside of here, all you have to do is go to safetyfm.com. And then from Safety FM, you click on Visual Radio, and you can take a look. I wouldn't advise that, but it is an option for you if you're so inclined to do so. So there you go. That's all the stuff that's going on. So with that being said, let's do this. If you're not familiar with the show, let's talk about it. We talk about safety in the news and safety. We bring in some professional broadcasters that tell us what is going on inside of the world, and then we go from there. So I think with that being said, let's bring in the pros, and we'll have them talk about what is going on inside of the world of the news.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. A Texas town is preparing to say final goodbyes. The first of 21 funerals will be held today in Uvalde, exactly 1 week after a school massacre. 2 10-year-old girls are being laid to rest. They're among 19 children gunned down in a classroom along with 2 teachers. 12 mass shootings in 3 days. That's the new total over Memorial Day weekend, fresh off the school tragedy in Texas. The Gun Violence Archive says most happened at parties. The city of Chicago also had a violent weekend with 46 people shot and 10 of them killed. Canada's prime minister is looking to freeze handgun ownership in his country. Justin Trudeau announced Monday that new legislation would restrict the purchase, sale, and transfer and imports of guns through Canada.
We cannot let the guns debate become so polarized that nothing gets done.
The Prime Minister said the government recognizes most Canadian gun owners are responsible, but there isn't any reason for someone to own a gun other than for sport and hunting. The bill would also create a mandatory buyback program for assault-style weapons. Canada's Minister of Public Safety says the measure would be Canada's most significant action on gun violence in a generation. The monkeypox outbreak is spreading across the nation. At least 14 cases are now confirmed in California, Colorado, Florida, Massachusetts, New York, Utah, Virginia, and Washington. The World Health Organization doesn't think this will lead to a new pandemic. And President Biden will meet with Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell today as inflation keeps causing headaches for Americans. Brad Siegel with more.
The White House says the meeting will focus on how the American and global economies are doing. The gathering comes a few weeks after the Senate easily confirmed Powell for another term as the head of the central bank. It's also happening as the Fed has already raised interest rates this year, and more rate hikes are expected in the future as well.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. EU leaders have agreed plans for a partial Russian oil embargo. Taiwan says it sent fighter jets towards 30 Chinese warplanes that crossed into its air defense zone. China says it will continue to seek ways to broaden its political ties in the South Pacific despite a setback in its foreign policy plans there. And the UK government says disruption to flights and airports is completely unacceptable.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
The investigation into a leaked U.S. Supreme Court draft opinion is turning toward phone records of law clerks. CNN reports the Supreme Court officials are looking to force clerks to hand over their cell phone records. The outlet also said Chief Justice John Roberts met with clerks as a group after the leak. The court is also taking steps to have the clerks sign affidavits, which is causing some of them to consider hiring outside counsel. The leaked draft opinion suggested the court is preparing to overturn the landmark abortion ruling Roe v. Wade. The remains of unknown American soldiers who died in North Africa during World War II will be brought home and identified. Brian Shook with details.
The U.S. Embassy in Tunisia made the announcement Monday. The U.S. and Tunisia signed a memorandum that will allow the U.S. to exhume the remains of unknown soldiers from the North African American Cemetery and repatriate them for identification and reunification with family members. The cemetery, which is the only American cemetery in North Africa, contains 2,841 U.S. service members.
Gas prices are up yet again after jumping 2 cents over the weekend. Trey Thomas with details.
Following a busy holiday travel weekend, the national average price for regular unleaded is up to $4.62 a gallon today, according to AAA. The most expensive gas in the country is in California, where the statewide average is now up to $6.16 a gallon.
AAA is warning the most dangerous time for teen drivers is now to Labor Day. More than 30% of deaths involving teens 16 to 19 will happen over the next 100 days. AAA recommends supervised practice and driving school. Hollywood is on verdict watch today in a celebrity defamation trial. Jurors deliberated for about 2 hours on Friday. They're deciding a lawsuit from Johnny Depp and a countersuit from his ex-wife Amber Heard. She testified about being abused while Depp said he never hit her. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
It's a new year, but it's feeling harder than ever to find and hire qualified people you need, especially for small businesses. That's where LinkedIn Job comes in. They make it easier to find people you want to talk to faster and for free. You can create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of the most qualified people. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who'd you like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs number one in delivering qualified hires versus leading competitors. I have to tell you that we have used LinkedIn Jobs to even find some of the people that we have here at Safety FM. LinkedIn Jobs can help you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know that every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your jobs for free on linkedin.com/safetyfm. That's linkedin.com/safetyfm to post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. And don't forget to tell them that you heard it right here on Safety FM.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Okay, there you go. Currently 17 minutes past the top of the hour as we are hanging and banging, doing the things that we have going on. So, I heard a rumor, just in case. So it sounds like that we are not hitting our streaming platforms across the board there. So let's make sure that we're clear here. If you are on the radio, yes, you are radio, because that's what we focus on, is being on the radio. But I'm being told that we are not hitting on the streamer emer. So if you're looking at us on the social side of the world, yeah, you're more than likely not getting us. But if you go look at, let's see, it's safetyfm.com and click on visual radio, that will get you moving if you want to be on that side. So there you go. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. That's what's moving. That's what's grooving. That's what is happening here. So there you go. Anyways, let's continue talking. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I want to make sure we're clear. I understand that people will be frustrated about it, but it happens. This is what I say all the time. Technology is great until it fails. And then when it fails, it sucks, and life must go on, my friends. It's okay. I think we're going to make it. We're going to make it to the other side. No, we'll be okay. We'll figure out what's going on why it's not going on, but it is nailing the website, so that's even the funnier part. So with that being said, let's get in anyways into what's going on inside of the world of the news, because that is why you are here. For us to hang and bang and do the stuff that we get to do. So anyways, on the very top of the hit list, independent cybersecurity company called Check did an analysis on Twitter accounts that shows that more than 10% of accounts are made up by bots. Accounts are fake users. The company CEO said in a statement, ultimately, we are living in an era where the fake web, where bots, malicious users, and automation tools made up a large portion of all web traffic, and this data supports what we are seeing out there. In other words, the platform is notorious for censoring misinformation or disinformation from real humans is bursting at the seams with computer programs anyways. The development throws another wrench in Elon Musk's ongoing acquisition of Twitter, which he said that was been paused because his team analyzed Twitter's assertion that less than 5% of the accounts were bots. So here becomes the interesting thing. With that being said, Yeti, right now, how the hell does that move forward? Because that's going to be the weird one. That's going to be the weird equation there as we are talking. Think about it for a moment. because now all of a sudden there is a twist, a shift, a turn in time on how this was supposed to work. And now that is not the KCAC. So some stuff to talk about. Anyways, a 36-year-old man dressed up like a woman in a wheelchair over the weekend to get close to Mona Lisa at the museum in France, and then threw a cake at the painting. Fortunately, the masterpiece was protected behind glass. The perp was arrested and sent to a psychiatric unit. During the attack of the artwork, he reportedly shouted, "Think of the earth. There are people who are destroying the earth. Think about it." Artist tells you, think about the earth. That's what I did. That's why I did this. Wow, that's very confusing. Think about the earth. That's what the artist is telling you. So what exactly are we supposed to think about? Maybe that's more of the question to be asking opposed to anything else, because if not, what the hell's going on? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff going on right there as we are talking, banging, and banging. Anyways, are you cutting back on your grocery budget after picking up supplies for the Memorial Day weekend? You wouldn't be alone. The USDA reports that the prices of ground beef and chicken breast rose 20% between March and April. Hot dogs were up 14.5%, and hamburger buns went up 11.2%. So over the same period. So I would imagine that hot dog and buns are not a popular item at the moment because of that. Anyways, the Population Reference Bureau has issued a study estimating the total number of humans that have ever lived, suggesting that it's 117 billion humans have walked the earth between now and 2050. The PRB estimates that 4 billion births. The population has issued a study estimating the total number of humans that have ever lived, suggesting that, okay, so I guess we're still guesstimating on what's going to happen in the future, because I believe I can see the future because I repeat the same routine. That's a song, so maybe I shouldn't say that. So there you go. With that being said, let's bring in some Johnny Smalls, and let's see what is going on inside of the market beat.
Here's your market beat minute for Monday, May 30th, 2022. Equities began to rebound last week, but we wouldn't call it a rally just yet. The S&P 500 moved up off the recent lows and closed above the 4,100 level, but there is still risk ahead. The takeaway for the market is that with a cloudy outlook for Q2 and the second half earnings and summer season fast approaching, the adage of sell in May and go away may be the best advice for investors. An upswing in prices will most likely be met by selling that will cap gains and keep the S&P 500 range bound until the fall. The hurdle for the market this week will be the economic data. There's a raft of data including PMI, ISM, factory orders, and the Fed's Beige Book on top of the monthly labor data. As a whole, the data should indicate slowing and sluggish economic activity in the face of a tight labor market and rising inflation, otherwise known as stagflation. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.
Okay, thank you, Johnny Smalls, for telling us about stagflation, because I think some of us needed to know about that. Anyway, stocks had another strong day on Friday, with the Dow picking up about 575 points, while the S&P picked up about 100 points, adding nearly 2.5% to its value. Oil prices surged heading into Memorial Day weekend, and the national average cost of gas was at a record high at $4.61. Not sure if that's what people want to talk about, but hey, that's the stuff that's going on. Let's talk about this real quick. Jeff Gladney has died. The cornerback for the Arizona Cardinals was killed in a car accident early Monday in Dallas, according to a statement from his agent. He was 25 at the time of passing. Also, Bob Hopkins has died. The actor known for his role in The Wild Bunch of the American Graffiti passed away at Valley Presbyterian Hospital after suffering a heart attack. He was 80. And George Shapiro, let's talk about some more. George Shapiro, the talent manager and TV producer, passed away on Thursday at his home in Beverly Hills. Deadline reports that he died of natural causes. He was 91. Ronnie Hawkins has died. The father of the Canadian rock and roll passed away on Sunday following an unexpected illness, according to his wife, Wanda. Tiana Miller, the daughter of Master P, has died. The rapper shared the overwhelming grief on Instagram on Sunday while announcing her death, according to the 52-year-old. His daughter passed away after a battle with mental illness and substance abuse. She was 29. A lot of stuff going on right there as we are speaking in that particular regards. Going into some other information that is happening out there inside of the world's 12 mass shootings. Yes, 12 mass shooting over the holiday weekend. Take a listen to what Michael Kastner has to say.
That's the new total over Memorial Day weekend, fresh off the school tragedy in Texas. The Gun Violence Archive says 5 of the shootings happened Saturday, with 6 teens injured in Tennessee. On Sunday, there were at least another 5, including one at a Memorial Day event in Oklahoma. The city of Chicago also had a violent holiday weekend, with 46 people shot, 10 of them killed. I'm Michael Kastner.
So let's continue talking real quick about this, because this is going to be some information going on for sure. Bipartisan groups of senators meeting to find common ground for gun reform. Senators both sides of the aisle are attempting to find common ground of gun reform. NBC's Bree Jackson has more information.
It includes expanded background checks and red flag rules to ban weapons from those deemed a danger. Also on the table, more school safety resources and raising the gun buying age to 21.
The Senate is in session this week, but the group is meeting remotely today to discuss gun control policies. Senator from Texas, John Cornyn, said that the group will discuss background checks and potential limitation regarding what sort of firearms you can buy and own and maintain with criminals with criminal or mental health records. Republicans said that many issues should be discussed in state level, but there are some things that the Senate needs to do at a national level. This comes with the mass shooting of Robb Elementary School last week in Texas that took the lives of 19 children and 2 teachers. So there you go, some information right there. AAA's warning of the 100 deadliest days. AAA is warning the Memorial Day weekend marks the beginning of the dangerous time of the year for young drivers. Trey Thomas has more information.
The organization says more than 30% of deaths involving teen drivers occur between Memorial and Labor Day, a period unofficially known as the 100 deadliest days. Traffic accidents are the leading cause of death for U.S. teens between 16 and 19 years old. AAA recommends teens go through about 50 hours of supervised driving practice and enroll in an in-person driving course. I'm Trey Thomas.
Okay, thank you, Trey Thomas, for that one. Supreme Court to rule on major gun rights case. The Supreme Court will soon issue the first major Second Amendment ruling in more than a dozen of years on a case out of New York. The New York City Mayor Eric Adams says the problem is a national one.
We have strong gun laws that we may lose through the Supreme Court, but we have strong gun laws. But when you allow guns to be purchased in Georgia and Atlanta and other localities, and then they're brought into the inner city through the iron pipeline, that's a real problem.
The ruling of New York State's restriction of concealed carry of handguns will come after the mass shooting of the supermarket in Buffalo, New York, and elementary school in Texas that killed more than 30 people this month. A number of legal experts believe that the conservatives of the court will strike down the New York law and make it harder for cities and states to limit concealed carry of firearms. The ruling could come as soon as next week, but no later than later than late June or early July. Wow, that's not a confusing sentence within itself. Additionally, New York Mayor Eric Adams says that relaxing state restrictions of concealed carry on handguns isn't going to make people safer. Is not.
Open carry is a crisis. Can you imagine being on the 4 train and someone openly carrying a firearm?
So there you go. A lot of stuff going on. I think this is going to be something that we're going to be talking about for some period of time as we are talking. Let's kind of strike this down and bring this a little bit lower real quick. Taco Bell sells out of their Mexican pizza upon the return. Taco Bell lovers are searching for Mexican pizza. Trey Thomas has more information.
The fan favorite is already sold out at some locations across the country, just days after it returned. The fast food chain says it trained for weeks to prepare for the demand, but didn't realize it takes so long to restock. The shortage is also delaying the Mexican Pizza musical starring Dolly Parton, which was supposed to premiere on TikTok last Thursday. I'm Trey Thomas.
Okay, so hold on. Was it supposed to premiere on TikTok because it was going to be some kind of like viral marketing at the same time, or did something go extremely wrong? I don't know. So anyways, there's some stuff to talk about. Anyway, some other things. COVID cases 5 times higher than last Memorial Day. Health officials are preparing for a spike in COVID cases following the Memorial Day weekend. This is what Trey Thomas has to say.
The nation's deadly case count is 5 times higher now than it was at this time last year. Over 100,000 cases are now being reported every day in the U.S. The CDC places more than half of Americans as living in places that fall into medium or high COVID levels. New research shows immunity buildup during the winter Omicron surge does little to protect from new variants. I'm Trey Thomas.
Okay, thank you, Trey Thomas, for that one. So I think it's time to get moving and grooving because we're close enough to that thing that we like to call our main story. So let's do that.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Oh, you know how it goes. We talk, we move, we groove, we do all the things that we get to do around here. We talk about some stuff. We get into the mix of things. We talk about some things that people are happy about.
Duh.
We talk about some things that people are pissed off about.
Duh.
So we need to talk a little bit about everything because I think that's kind of just simplifies some of the solutions and rationale of things when it comes to it, when it's all said and done, just for the sake of doing so. So with that being said, what do we talk about? What do we take a gander at? What do we go into and discuss today? Well, I think that's going to be an easy one to talk about, and it's going to be an easy thing to discuss because there's just so many things to reference. So let's talk about how times do occur where you have a program, you have something that you've developed within your organization. You have something that is going around and about and all that kind of fun stuff, and you have that one person that just isn't happy. You have that one person that just isn't loving what is going on within the org. And let's just be realistic. That doesn't happen sometimes. It happens more frequently than, some of us like to admit, and that's okay because we can talk about this. But the weird thing here is that what do you do when you have a team member, a colleague, however you want to word it, that is not happy with what is going on, that is not happy with what is happening within the organization? What do you do? Because here's the thing. A lot of time we have conversations about stuff that is happening within our world, but we tend not to reference some of the stuff that we think that is super important. And what do I mean when I say this? Well, it's kind of simple. What do you do with, we'll call it quote unquote, disgruntled employees? Because regardless of where you're at, there is some level of somebody not being happy with what is going on. Listen, you know and I know that regardless of where you're at, even if you're in the best company in the world, not everybody's always happy. And that happens, and it's okay. Not everything is for everyone, and so on. We kind of know this, you know this, I know this, and we discuss it. So what do you do in those cases? What do you do to make things better? Now, listen, in regards of taking a look at some of this stuff, it was amazing to see what some companies do. There are companies that are out there that tell you that if you're able to find something better than where you're actually at and you decide to leave, they will give you what they deem quote unquote a bonus if you want to leave. So imagine that you decide to leave somewhere and all because you don't like it, and the company is willing to give you a bonus to leave. Of course, there's also, places that don't do stuff like that, and I understand that, because why would you pay somebody to leave? But I get it. But when you take a look at stuff along those lines, I don't know if that makes you the best company in the world, but where do you stand as a leader inside of there? So if you are a leader inside of your department, if you're a leader inside of your organization, how do you handle this? What if they don't like what you're laying down? What if they don't like your versionality of whatever program you're laying? How do you turn around and do this? And listen, I don't think that it should be that scarcity thing that a lot of people like to do. If you don't like it here, you can just leave or we can fire you. I don't think that's the angle to go whatsoever. But what do you do to help change that perception of what is wrong or what is going on? And maybe it's not a perception. Maybe it's just the reality of what that person's living through. So how do you take these things and you're able to change them? How do you take these things and able to make them better? Or are you willing to listen to what those changes need to be according to them? But what if they don't fit into what you're looking for? What if they don't fit into the company, quote unquote, agenda? I mean, there's so many different things. And what people tend to forget, and yours truly here included, is that we tend to forget how important work is to people. Besides that it's a moneymaker, you have to understand that most of the time that people are awake, they spend at work. And that be it virtual environment, in person, or going out there and doing, the greater good for what work is requesting and requiring for them to do. So it becomes very interesting on how those things come about and how we start talking about them. So what do you think when you hear this? What do you think about when this does come to mind? What do you think? What would you do to make it better? Do you have anything within your organization where people can actively communicate within the organization of what they like and what they dislike? And, the funny part is that a lot of people go, well, we have this anonymous thing that you can do. Well, here's the problem. If you're doing anything via a computer, you and I both know that it's really not anonymous. You and I both know that that's not really the case and how that stuff works. So I don't know. A lot of stuff to think about this morning. My question to you is, if people are up in arms inside of your organization, do you look at it as an issue with the organization, or do you look at it as an issue with the team member / employee? It's a lot of stuff to think about. And some people will go, well, there's nothing wrong with the organization unless something's going on that they deem that is incorrect. It's kind of how it goes sometimes. Not trying to be mean here, just trying to be honest. But then again, what the hell do I know? I'm just a guy sitting here behind a microphone, right? Isn't that how that spiel goes?
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
Well, you might be like me and heard all these terms and were not 100% sure on what they meant. Things as mining, blockchain, the Internet of Things. Well, I will tell you, we here at Safety FM have partnered up with a company that will explain this to you and will also have conversations to inform you on how you might have the potential of making passive income by being involved with this. All you need to do is go to safetyfm.com/iHub. They'll discuss blockchain. What exactly is mining? What is cryptocurrency? And what is the Internet of Things? To find out more information, go to safetyfm.com/iHub. That's safetyfm.com/iHub. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
Do you have a claim and not sure where to turn? Coastal Claim Consultants are professionally licensed and bonded public insurance adjusters employed exclusively by you, the policyholder, to represent you after sustaining an insured loss.
They assist policyholders in all aspects of processing the claim, working closely with the insured to provide the most equitable and timely settlement possible. They will provide you with comprehensive service, anything from inspecting the law site, analyzing damages, compiling claim support data, reviewing applicable coverages, assessing replacement costs of damages, and negotiating your settlement. The adjusters at Coastal Claim Consultants will evaluate your claim for no upfront cost whatsoever. Coastal Claim Consultants' fee is based on contingency contracts and are paid when the insurance company sends you a check and it's in your possession. Coastal Claim Consultants are licensed to assist you in the following states: Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and South Carolina. For more information, go to coastal-cc.com. That's coastal-cc.com. For more information, lighting the way to recovery. Coastal Claim Consultants.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
It's always amazing to me on how technology changes, and so does the environment that we're in. And cyber criminals will do everything they can to take advantage of a system. If you don't own a home, you have nothing to fear about what I'm about to tell you. But if you own a home like me and you don't guard it with Home Title Lock, you're inviting home title fraud, one of the fastest growing crimes. Cyber thieves around the world know our home values are sky high at the moment, and that makes us a target. The crime is scary simple. Let me explain it to you real quick. A cyber thief simply forges your name on a property sale form and refiles it. That's it. Now he or she is on the deed of your home and you have no idea that you're a victim. Then the person takes out a loan on your home and vanishes, leaving you to prove to the police that you didn't commit bank fraud. Home Title Locks puts a virtual barrier around your home title. The instant they detect any kind of tampering or anybody messing around, they help shut it down. Look, if you have equity in your home, you need to guard it the best way that you can. Some people might even go as far as guarding it with their life. Go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if you already are a victim. And enter the code RADIO. That's RADIO. That's the code RADIO for 30 days free of protection. That's code RADIO at HometitleLock.com. Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, the Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
Between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby I got you.
Oh, there you go. 43 minutes past the top of the hour.
Yeah, baby I got you. When you feel like falling,
Yeah, baby, I got you.
that baby I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the hoops.
Yeah. Here you go. This one's called I Got You. This is by Nightcap featuring Vicky Fox. So there you go. A lot of lovely stuff. So let's talk about this real quick. This song's readily available on Spotify and iTunes. Thanks to Nightcap and Vicky Fox for this. So let's start talking because we're going to I'll reference this now because I know that if I don't, I'll forget about it. So let's reference it real quick. Here's what's going to happen. I will probably get this re-uploaded into our world of socials. So you're going to see a delayed version of this. So just in case if you sit here, so this is going to be for the people that are here in real time, for the people that are going to be here in future time, which is going to be the past time by the time that they watch it, because that's not going to be confusing at all. So we will repost this and take a look and see what the hell happens. I don't know what the hell's going on, but that's just the way that life goes when it comes to tech. But I'm not too concerned about this, because here's the fun part. If you ever want to see what the hell's going on, all you have to do is go to safetyfm.com. And you can do it right there on Visual Radio, or you can go to Safety FM Plus, because most of the times we do replay this thing on Safety FM Plus. And we try to upload it pretty close to real time. So I think it goes up. I think we're not even done with our next show, and this thing's already up. But that's just in case if you want to know that stuff. That sounds way too boring to me. I think we need to talk about important stuff. So let me tell you the most important thing that I'm going to tell you at any point in my lifetime. So it sounds something like this. It's about my friends at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Whether you have struggled with suicide yourself or have lost a loved one, know that you're not alone. Hear about personal experience from people in your local communities whose lives have been impacted by suicide and depression. To find out more information, all you have to do is call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255, or text the word TALK to 741-741. There you go. That's some information for you in that particular regards. I think it's something we need to talk about all the time. So just for information purposes, for you to know and for me to know, and now we know together. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things, because it is time to do that as well. Because we are hanging out here. We are doing our gig. We are doing everything that we need to do in regards of moving forward and what is going on inside of this lovely world of ours. So where do we go? For the record, the man who holds the Guinness record for most squared tattoos on his body is 848. Has added a few more plus special Guinness tattoo. Matt Gaughan was awarded the title back in 2014. Among the places that he had ink done was his tongue, his eyeballs. Yes, that is a striking shade of magenta with gold. And he says the most painful spot, according to him, was his nose. In a new video from Guinness, he claims to have added 20 to 30 more squares to his body from various flags. I don't know if we really want to show this. That sounds kind of painful in that particular regards of what it is. So let's take a look see. I'll take a look see, and I'll tell you what is going on here. So yeah, he's squared out. Yeah.
Hello, this is Matt Gaughan at the Colmar France Tattoo Convention. My record title is Most Squares Tattooed. I have 848 black checkers, probably since 2014. And
so it's about an 8-minute video. You can find it on YouTube. Unique Tattoos Get Me the World Record is what it's titled. So there you go. Just something to talk about in that particular regards. Anyways, a California man put his love of spicy food limits to when he broke the Guinness World Record by downing 3 Carolina Reaper chili peppers in 8.72 seconds. Gregory Foster was attempting at the record in San Diego and ended up eating 6 for the super hot pepper when he first attempted, was disqualified. The Carolina Reaper pepper has an average of 1.64 million heat units compared to the 2,500, 8,000 that the average jalapeno has. I've got a feeling that he broke a few more records the next day, but I'm not sure if we should discuss that. I hope he had a lot of ice with him. I'll put it to you that way. Anyways, a British man spent 36 hours rocking back and forth on a swing and set the record, a Guinness World Record. 51-year-old Richard Scott of Kinnis started swinging at 6:10 a.m. on Saturday at a cricket pitch, and then finished Sunday evening. His 36-hour swinging marathon broke the record of 34 hours, which was set in October of 2020. Impressive, but not quite as exciting as the first two. Why the hell would you want to sit on a rocker for that kind of time, rocking back and forth and then saying, hey, this is what I got going on? It sounds like a strange one to me, but hey, you do you, I'll do me, and then we kind of go from there. Anyways, I think it's time to bring in some Johnny Smalls, let him tell us about what is going on inside of the Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Martha Stewart said, I find that when you have a real interest in life and curious life, that sleep is not the most important thing. I love that. I remember reading about the sleeping patterns of Albert Einstein. He didn't sleep for a long time. Instead, he got a bunch of naps here and there. Maybe that explains the wild hair he's remembered for. Kind of like a perpetual bedhead. I don't actually do that, but I have had my wife ask me if I even plan to go to sleep some nights. It's usually when I'm really involved in a project. I suggest you do get your rest, but if you can't wait to get back to whatever you're working on, it's probably a good sign that you are doing the right thing. This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quote can be submitted for an upcoming program at motivationminute.org.
Your Wellness Minute is brought to you by AlysaMorgan.com. How you start your day makes a huge difference when it comes to managing your glucose. And if you're trying to make bigger changes, like reduce the risk of insulin resistance, there are several things you can do and stack on top of each other to increase the impact of your efforts. First is consuming proteins before carbs. Studies have shown that eating proteins first leads to up to 30% lower glucose response compared to eating sugar or carbs before protein. Second is eating fiber, especially soluble fibers like chia and flax seeds. In addition to increased satiety, they feed our gut bacteria and optimize metabolic function. The next one is lemon water or apple cider vinegar. Consuming either one reduces glucose levels by 30%. Although simple, these three things make a tremendous impact on how your body produces insulin. For more information on wellness, check out AlysaMorgan.com.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, there you go. 52 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out, doing our thing together. So let's take a look at some more newsy-oozy, because I think we need to do that real quick before we get too far inside of here. Anyways, bail denied for a man charged with setting a homeless man on fire in Chicago. Bail has been denied for a man who had known a homeless man in Chicago who set a man on fire that was homeless last week. Prosecutors say that Joseph Guardia is charged with attempted murder and arson as he poured flammable liquid on Joseph Cromwells, who lit him on fire on Wednesday in the 400 block of North Lower Wabash.
The defendant chose to pour gasoline on a human being and then set him on fire, leaving him to burn alive for 3 minutes.
Cromwells is known as the walking man. He remains sedated at a hospital where he isn't expected to recover. So there you go. Some stuff going on right there. Anyways, Compton City Councilman removed by judge for voter fraud. A judge has ordered Compton to remove one of its city councilmen from office and replace him with the man that he beat last year at the election. The two-term councilman, Isaac Galvin, must be removed and replaced by the challenger, Andres Spicer, who he defeated by just one vote.
I am overwhelmed with joy. I'm just so happy and relieved that it's finally concluded.
A judge says that Calvin committed voter fraud and received 4 votes from people who don't actually live in Compton. It is unclear when Spicer will take office. Spicer says that he knew something was suspicious about the election.
I knew that there was something wrong in the general election. I won by a lot of votes in the primary, but in the general, I lose by 1 vote.
I mean, think about that. How many times they recount that stuff? You lost by 1 vote. I mean, don't they do like recount after recount after recount after recount? I mean, isn't that how that normally goes? I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world of the multiverse. Do I want to do it? Do I want to do it? Oh, let's do it. Am I going to regret this? Let's see if I have a minute to regret it.
Senator Lindsey Graham explained there's a lot politicians can do at the federal level to help curb gun violence.
I'm not for a red flag law at the federal level. This should be done by the states, and those who choose to go down this road, we can help them with more money for cops and mental health workers.
Speaking with reporters, the South Carolina Republican said he doesn't believe in taking away guns from responsible people, but would work to keep firearms out of the wrong hands. A Texas senator representing the city of Uvalde says federal funds may be provided to tear down and rebuild the elementary school where 19 children and 2 teachers were killed in a mass shooting. Democrat Roland Gutierrez says President Biden suggested the idea of using federal grants to build a new school and pay for the long-term health care needs for the community. And the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff says the stories of sacrifices made by soldiers is the fabric of America. Yesterday, General Mark Milley said we must not forget the sacrifices made by those that are honored this Memorial Day. That's politics. Matt Mattinson, NBC News Radio.
Okay, thank you for that one. Let's continue talking. Let's do it. We haven't done this one in a while. Let's do a tech roundup real quick.
Amazon is saying goodnight to its CloudCam service. Multiple outlets say the last day owners can use the equipment is December 2nd. The tech giant said its Blink mini camera will be offered to CloudCam users as a free replacement. Fortnite's developer is revealing it's bringing back an in-person competition. Epic Games announced a 2-day tournament of the popular online video game this fall. It's the first time since 2019 that Epic has been able to hold an in-person event. The FNCS Invitational will take place November 12th and 13th in Raleigh, North Carolina. Players will get a chance for a share of a $1 million prize pool. And DeLorean Motor Company is showing off its new look. The automaker revealed its new Alpha 5 electric vehicle. The Verge reports the car can go from 0 to 60 in just under 3 seconds, or for those Back to the Future fans, 0 to 88 miles per hour in a little over 4 seconds. Tech Report, Matt Mattinson, NBC News Radio.
Okay, there you go. A lot of stuff going on right there as we are talking, moving, and grooving. It is currently 57 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out and doing our thing here. So anyways, with that being said, a lot of stuff that has happened, a lot of things that are going on, a lot of stuff to think about. So let's get you into some stuff because we are almost out of time. So here we go. If you're looking at some things that happened back on this date, let's talk about this real quick. Let's see. Back in 2005, the infamous informant of Watergate scandal comes clean. W. Mark Felt explained the Vanity Fair that he was the informant who broke the story to Woodward. His disclosure closed the book for 40 years of the mystery who investigated their relentlessly investigation of Richard Nixon. So there you go. If you're looking at some birthdays for today, let's go through some of them real quick. Waka Flocka turns 36. Nate Robinson turns 38. Brooke Shields turns 57. And Clint Eastwood turns 92. If you're looking at some reasons to celebrate, Tulsa Race Massacre, National Autonomous Vehicle Day, National Macaroon Day, National Save the Hearing Day, National Speak in Sentence Day, and World No Tobacco Day. Those are all days that you can celebrate today if you're so inclined to do so. And then just to answer the question, because people are probably asking if it did occur, here we go. The number one movie in the box office over the weekend, with no doubt whatsoever, was Top Gun Maverick with $156 million, just in case if you were looking to find out what the hell it was. Real quick, if you need a random joke for today, here's one. There is nothing better than a true friend unless there is a true friend with chocolate. If you need a phone starter for today, try this. What question do you absolutely hate being asked? If you need something for the water cooler, try this one. Anyone can use, but 2 out of 3 or 2/3 of those who dare are female. What are they? Contact lenses. So there you go. Anyways, you've been listening to the Rated R Safety Show exclusively on Radio Big and SafetyFM.com. Just in case you were trying to figure out what the hell you were taking a listen to, That's what was going on. So anyways, thank you for always being the best part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener. Yes, that is for sure. If you want to come over to radiobig.fm over the next couple hours, I'll be hanging out doing my thing over there with the world of music. But if I can't leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. The days that break you are the days that make you. Think about it, and you'll know exactly what I mean. Anyways, I know who you are.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love ya, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.